Concordats apply to the state that states say, that's a funny expression. What it means is the state may interfere in matters religious, moral, or pastoral. In other words, the state could say there should be longer benches here. The state should say, the state could come in and say, we should have a bigger altar. The state could come in and say, I don't like you saying those religion, and the priest would have to obey. It's obvious nonsense. Obvious nonsense. Very important application to education. When the Freemasons increase the rights of the state, the Freemasons make sure that the church will be kicked out of the schools so that the Freemasons can take over the young minds. The Freemasons take over the music conservatories, they take over the law schools, they take over the universities, they infiltrate all of these, and the Catholics frequently have to start again. They have to start with a Catholic school of music, a Catholic school of law. Today, what's happened is that with Vatican II, all of these Catholic institutions have been taken over, if not by Freemasons, at least by Freemasonic mentality, which is the mentality of liberalism in the world, and these institutions and many of these universities are no longer Catholic. They're Catholic only in name. Notice 48. Catholics may approve of an essentially naturalist education for worldly ends. In other words, Catholics, if here I've got a good Protestant school, let's say, or a good state school, which is absolutely not concerned with the faith and absolutely not concerned with religion, but it is good at teaching maths, literature, let's even say, history, all of the normal subjects of a decent education. That's a good school for that purpose. May Catholics approve of such a school? Answer, no. Because if the faith is missing, the essentials are missing. The very purpose of all schooling is missing. And the children are going to grow up learning how to be successful in life without learning how to get to heaven. No, it can't be. Catholics can't approve of that kind of school. The error is to approve of that kind of school. Maybe in certain circumstances Catholics may have to send their children to such a school. That's not the same thing as approving such a school. Then notice bishops. There are 3 errors on bishops because they are so important. The state is always trying, ever since the Middle Ages, even before, the state is always trying to get in on the choice and appointment of bishops because the state knows how important bishops are. What influence bishops can have. And therefore the state wants to have a say in choosing. One great advantage of the separation of church and state caused by the Freemasons in France in 1905 was that since the church and state were separate, then, as had not been the case for a long time, the church was completely free to appoint its own bishops. And Pius X began by appointing some very good bishops, which the state would never have approved. The state wants liberal bishops. The church wants Catholic bishops. So often it was some kind of sort of compromise. But when the state and church were separated, an accidental good result was that the Pius X was free to appoint some very good bishops. The separation of church and state had many other disadvantages, but that was one advantage. 52-53, the Freemasons want the state even to be able to interfere in religious institutes. The Franciscans must change their habit from brown to blue. The Benedictines should stop tilling the land. I mean, you know, it's lunacy. But that's what they claim. They know, the Freemasons know how important the religious institutes are to the life of the church. And therefore they want to be able to interfere in them. The state should not protect religious institutes and it may suppress them. And that's what the state did, the French state did in 1905, when it suppressed all the religious institutes. And one good result of that was many religious from France went and founded houses in other countries. Conclusions: the state comes first, and the church and state should be separate. Kings and princes are above the church in determining jurisdiction. Once again, it's the state that has the say, not the church. And finally, classic principle of the modern world, church and state should be separated from one another. No. Church and state should not be separated. false church and state should be separated, yes. But every state should be united and work with the true church, because only in that way can the state fulfill its God-given purpose of serving the salvation of souls. The state is not there for any other reason. And it's the church that will teach the state how to contribute to the salvation of souls and not obstruct the salvation of souls. That's Catholic teaching. Modern liberal teaching is state and church should be completely separate. They should be distinct. It's not for priests to get into politics. They've got more important things to do. They should be distinct. And it's not for politicians to get into the church, into church affairs. They've got their own things to do, which are also important. They should be distinct, but they shouldn't be separate. They should work together, harmoniously together. Separation of church and state is a key liberal principle. Natural and Christian ethics, 56 to 64. Once again, the negative and then the positive. Laws of morality do not need divine backing, they don't need natural backing. The laws of morality can be quite independent of God and quite independent of the laws of nature. Quite independent of the eternal law and quite independent of the natural law. The state may make what laws it likes. For instance, the legalizing of abortion. There's nothing wrong with legalizing abortion if the state says so. That's what a lot of people today think. The people think if the government has made it legal, then it's okay. No. Does it or does it not agree with the law of God? But the error is to say it doesn't need anything to do with the